Hello Marvel fans, welcome again to my channel. Iron Man is one of the most noble characters in the Marvel Universe as he has dedicated his riches, intelligence, and life to the defense of the entire globe and even the entire universe and, in fact, multiverse, all without using any powers. Tony Stark fights with super troops and gods, and he often outperforms them. Stark accomplishes this not through natural or gifted powers, but with the use of high-tech armor suits designed by him. These suits empower him to be one of the best superheroes in the Marvel Universe. However, where Tony Stark uses his Iron Man suits for good, others have used them for evil, including alternate versions of himself. Other Marvel heroes rarely use Iron Man's armor because the suits are so closely associated with the founding Avenger that they must stay exclusive to Tony Stark. That being said, others have already worn his armor, sometimes even putting a cool twist to the costume. Unfortunately, more often than not, those other characters turn out to be villains who use Stark's tech for evil. Here are 17 evil versions of Iron Man who actually put an awesome twist on Tony Stark's armor. But before we continue, please subscribe to this channel and don't forget to smash the notification bell to remind you of my videos. And now, let's rock. First, in number 17, the infamous Iron Man. Sound arrogant, okay? Infamous Iron Man, Dr. Doom, Brian Michael Bendis, and Alex Maleev's infamous Iron Man takes place after the events of Civil War II, with Dr. Doom taking over Iron Man's mantle. Obviously, Dr. Doom is one of the worst villains in the Marvel Universe, but Victor does occasionally decide to use his abilities for the sake of humanity, and this was no exception. Doom craved redemption, and he decided that continuing where Tony left off with the Iron Man image was the best way to accomplish so. Fans received not just a briefly heroic Dr. Doom, but also a rather cool Doom, Iron Man hybrid suit as a reward. Well, just can't wait to see MCU's version of Dr. Doom, fingers crossed Marvel fans. Next in 15, Doom Iron Man. The previous entry had Dr. Doom take on the role of Iron Man, whereas this one is the complete reverse. In Judd Winick and Kev Walker's Exiles number 23, an alternate universe Iron Man murders Dr. Doom and borrows some of the villain's iconography, including Victor's cloak and a more menacing mask, as well as the villain's merciless principles. This Stark believes that the only way the world can experience true peace is if he is the undisputed king of the earth, which is exactly what he creates for himself by murdering anybody who stands in his way. That's Dr. Doom for you. Next on number 15. Iron Man 2020. What a lame name. Oh well. Arno Stark's Iron Man 2020 first appearing in Machine Man number 2 by Tom DeFalco and Herb Trimpe swiftly became a borderline malevolent figure in Marvel canon. While being initially intended as a playful twist on the iconic Iron Man design with a future successor to the heroic mantle. Rather from being a hero, Arno exploited his Iron Man outfit for selfish gain either through corporate espionage or as a hired mercenary. Furthermore, Dr. Octopus and the Sinister Six used the Iron Man 2020 suit in a plan against the Avengers, cementing this Iron Man's legacy as one of moral ambiguity, if not outright villainy. Okay, let's go to number 14, Hydra's Tactical Force. First appearing in Amazing Spider-Man number 520 by J. Michael Straczynski and Mike Deodato Jr. Hydra agent Carl aka Tactical Force is Hydra's answer to Iron Man. The global fascist organization copied Tony Stark's tech to create their own ironclad soldier. While the idea of Hydra having its own Iron Man is terrifying, fans did get to see an interesting take on the classic Iron Man suit, as the gold and red were replaced with green and yellow, and the chest insignia changed from a glowing circle or triangle to the Hydra symbol. The suit and character didn't last long in Marvel canon, but the style of the armor certainly lingers in the mind of anyone who sees it. Okay, Marvel fans, next in number 13. The Iron Inquisitor. The Iron Inquisitor is an Iron Man suit forged in hellfire and worn by a devil-worshipping Howard Stark from another dimension. As revealed in Avengers number 50 by Jason Aaron, Christopher Ruocchio, Ed McGuinness, Steve McNiven, David Baldian, and Javier Garrin, Howard Stark of Earth for 111 struck a pact with Mephisto to become immortal in exchange for murdering his own family. Stark consented, and after the wicked act was completed, he created his own Iron Man-esque outfit in Hell before causing devastation across the multiverse. Okay. In number 12, the Iron Baron. In Hail Hydra number 3, Rick Remender and Roland Bosky introduce readers to Wolfgang von Strucker of Earth 85826. Also known as Iron Baron, in this universe, Hydra assembled its own Avengers squad, with Iron Baron serving as their Iron Man, in terms of color scheme. This villainous version of Iron Man is similar to Hydra's tactical force, but it is far less inspired and far too derivative of the original, however. It is amazing to see such a major member of Hydra in his own high-tech suit of armor, which significantly increases his threat level. Next in 11, Advanced Iron Mechanic. In Marvel Action, Avengers number 1 by Matthew K. Manning and John Somariva, Tony Stark is implanted with a brainwashing chip that turned him into an agent of AIM, which means AIM has its very own Iron Man for a time. In the second issue of the series, the villainous organization actually makes alterations to Iron Man's suit, making his color scheme yellow and black with ominously glowing green eyes. It is at that point Iron Man reintroduces himself to his former fellow Avengers as Advanced Iron Mechanic, thereby unwittingly accepting his role as AIM's ultimate soldier. Okay, we are now in the top 10. The Iron Maniac. Marvel Team-Up number 20 by Robert Kirkman and Andy Kuhn provides readers with information on an alternate malevolent version of Tony Stark, who nicknamed himself the Iron Maniac upon arriving in Earth 616. In his home reality, Stark became a villain in the name of world peace, similar to Exile's Doom Iron Man. That's why Reed Richards from that universe transported him to Earth 616, where Tony created a new, horrible suit of armor out of Diamondback's Sentient Life model Decoy. In number 9, and also one of my favorite, the Superior Iron Man. Superior Iron Man is a version of Tony Stark whose mind and personality were altered by Scarlet Witch's spell in the Axis crossover event created by Rick Remender, Adam Kubert, Lionel Francis Yu, Terry Dodson, and Jim Cheung. That spell returned Tony to the selfish and borderline psychopathic guy he was before being a prisoner of war. Despite this transformation, Tony continued to have access to his Iron Man suits and extremis, which he utilized to carry out his selfish schemes and goals. Tony had never worn anything like the Superior Iron Man suit before, and it effectively transformed him into a living deity, further separating him from his humanity. Not only is the armor something out of a sci-fi flick, but this entire version of Iron Man is incredibly captivating, as it showed how dangerous a person Tony always had the potential to be. Okay, let's go to number 8, Kong the Ultimate Version. Kong the Conqueror just debuted his own version of Iron Man armor in the villain's distinctive purple and green color scheme. On the cover of Ultimate Invasion number 4 by Jonathan Hickman and Brian Hitch, while fans are aware that a variant of Kong is destined to be his own sort of Iron Man referring to Iron Lad, this version is the proper villainous Kong the Conqueror himself, who evidently decided that being a version of Iron Man in another life wasn't enough and wanted to adapt the iconic armor for his current form, and fans are delighted that he did, as it looks absolutely fantastic. Next is the Darkhold Iron Man in number 7. Iron Man's Darkhold outfit is likely the most terrifying entry on this list. This abominable suit of armor, first introduced in the Darkhold Iron Man number 1 by Ryan North and Guillermo Sanabauza, is the result of Tony Stark's own arrogance. as he believed he could learn powerful secrets from the Darkhold and use them in his never-ending mission to protect the world from any and all threats. Unfortunately, the experience only turned Tony into a pulsating monster of spasming flesh painfully merged with mechanics. The Darkhold Iron Man suit is a definite treat for fans of body horror, but a cursed image for basically anyone else. Next in number 6, the Iron Goblin. As a result of the Secret Wars event, one version of Tony Stark became his universe's Green Goblin, which is horrifying given that he is still every bit the technical genius his Earth 616 counterpart is. This Iron Goblin is introduced to readers in Christos Engage and Paco Diaz's Secret Wars, Spider Island, where it is revealed that Tony Stark was exposed to the Goblin's serum, causing him to succumb to the same madness as Norman Osborn on Earth. Rather than donning the classic Goblin suit, however, Stark made a suit of armor that merged the original Green Goblin look with that of the classic Iron Man, complete with a goblin face featured on the helmet and the iconic green and purple color scheme. This Tony Stark was as mad as he was brilliant, making him perhaps the deadliest version of both Green Goblin and Iron Man. We are now in the top 5 Marvel fans. Hydra Cap Armor. Secret Empire by Nick Spencer, Rod Race, Daniel Acuna, Steve McNiven, and Andrea Sorrentino is one of the most controversial Marvel Comics storylines to date, since it presented Captain America as a traitor to his country and, in fact, the world, after uttering the notorious statement, "Hail Hydra." While many fans were critical of this portrayal even if it wasn't the real Captain America in the end, Hydra Cap did come with some undeniably awesome enhancements, namely his own suit of armor similar of an Iron Man model. Hydra Cap's armor, like the other to Hydra Iron Man costumes on this list, is green, yellow in color, and has the fundamental appearance of an Iron Man suit. Now, let's move to number 4. Iron Man Sentient Armor. Iron Man number 26 number 30 by Joe Quesada and Sean Chen tells the story of Tony Stark's sentient Iron Man armor and how it nearly destroyed him. Stark upgraded his internal AI systems within the Iron Man suit to better assist him, but unfortunately, he did a little too good of a job. Tony effectively gave life to his suit, and in return, the sentient armor attacked him as it didn't trust that Tony wouldn't simply take that life away. What makes this adversary noteworthy is not just that it is practically Iron Man's version of Ultron, but also the Terminator-esque aesthetic that the sentient armor adopted after Awakening, which added to the killer android sense of this short-lived Iron Man villain. We are almost done. In number 3. The Sentinel Hybrid. Jay Holtham, Sean Hill, and Alberto Foch Duarte's Bishop, War College number 3 presented readers to an alternate version of Iron Man who had fully associated himself with the Human Liberation Front, an anti-mutant extremist group. Iron Man combined his technology with that of the Sentinels to construct specialist suits of armor that seem similar to the Avengers' original models but serve a terrible new purpose. This armor, like the others on this list, represents how dangerous Tony Stark could be if he chose to be a villain instead of a hero. Next in number 2, Dormammu vs. Iron Man. Wow. Magic and superior tech. Unbelievable. One of the more heavy metal versions of Iron Man throughout the multiverse. Iron Man of Earth 5113, otherwise known as the Dormammuverse, shows this Tony Stark variant in a suit that looks like demonic medieval armor as opposed to something closer to his classic style. This entire universe is ruled over by Dormammu, and Iron Man is one of the God King's hellhounds. When Doctor Strange and Namor infiltrate this reality in Defenders number 4 by Keith Giffen, J.M. Demetize, and Kevin Maguire, this hellhound Iron Man is called upon to stop them. While he was no match for these two champions of the unknown, it is telling that Iron Man is considered one of Dormammu's top henchmen, and with a badass suit of armor to match. Before we go to number 1 in this list, since you made it this far, please subscribe by hitting the subscribe button below. And don't forget to smash the bell button to remind you of my videos. You can also leave a comment below. Thanks, and now in number 1, the Cancerverse Iron Man. The version of Tony Stark in the Cancerverse, like the Iron Man of the Dormammuverse, is granted a hellish upgrade by a cosmic horror being. But this time it's the eldritch gods known as the Many-Angled Ones. The Cancerverse's Iron Man first appeared in Realm of Kings number 1 by Dan Abnett. Andy Lanning, Leonardo Manco, and Mahmoud Asar. He comes from a reality where death herself has been defeated, allowing the Many-Angled Ones to infiltrate the cosmos without death. Every living thing was granted endless life, which was exactly what the Many-Angled Ones sought, and Iron Man was no exception. With the infusion of this eldritch entity, Iron Man was granted a disturbing healing factor and was also given a new look for his suit, which looked even more like a suit of medieval armor than what he wore in the Dormammuverse. The Many-Angled Ones gave Iron Man a more hardcore aesthetic with unnatural immortality to match, which is as awesome as it is horrifying. From nefarious organizations utilizing Tony Stark's technology for their own wicked goals to Iron Man truly being manipulated by eldritch horrors beyond human comprehension. These are the top 17 nasty versions of Iron Man who have put an incredible spin on Stark's armor. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you again on my next video, Marvel fans. Bye-bye.